this is Aman and welcome to the AirPod Max review. So first off, certain Apple products are interesting to talk about since they are divisive between value and price. They typically deliver tremendous value for those deep within the ecosystem, and for those individuals, it is easier to justify the price of those products. The AirPod Max are no exception to this phenomenon and are not the headphones for the everyday consumer, but rather it is for those that expect more conveniences outside of just great sounding headphones. As we go through the review, ask yourself how valuable each element of the headphone is, and in the end, either you'll justify the price for the experience or look at other alternatives such as the Sony or the Bose. So now with that said, let's start off with the design. When Apple enters a market, they either dominate or differentiate. And wow, these headphones have a unique look to them. From the flexible mesh headband to the metal adjustable swivel holding the replaceable vertical ear cushions, they certainly carry a premium design. The stainless steel frame does come with a weight disadvantage though, weighing in at 384 grams, which is most noticeable when you tilt your head forward. Otherwise, wearing them normally, the weight is evenly distributed. On the top of the right cup, they feature a crown similar to the one found on the Apple Watch, albeit it is larger and it lets you adjust volume, skip tracks, and activate Siri. Next to the digital crown is a button that is used to toggle between active noise cancelling, transparency, and off. On the bottom of the right cup, there is a lightning port for charging or using a lightning to aux cable for wired listening, which is not included. The ear cushions are magnetically attached, making that satisfying click noise, and replacements are available. Additionally, each ear cup has an embedded H1 chip, which is responsible for computational audio. I will cover this in a little more detail shortly. The AirPod Maxes come in 5 colors. I opted for the blue to match my iPhone 13 Pro Max because aesthetics, bro. The included case is unique. It is more of a fashion accessory than a functional one. From my personal experience, I have not used it as much simply because the lightning cutout is not aligned, which makes charging a hassle. The case also features a magnet inside of it to set the headphones into low power mode, which immediately preserves the battery life, and after 18 hours, they go into ultra low power mode that turns off Bluetooth, which was great until Apple released a firmware update that activates the low power mode without the case after 5 minutes of being stationary, and after 72 hours, they'll go into ultra low power mode, which turns off Bluetooth and Find My. Clearly, even Apple agrees with the sentiment around the smart case. The case does protect the cushions and ear cup, but leaves the headband exposed, which can be unsettling to some. And luckily, there are third-party cases that offer full protection in a hard shell, which I'll argue should have been included with the headphones. But if they did, would these headphones generate as much buzz? The H1 chip is responsible for better pairing and range performance when compared to Bluetooth. It is also responsible for managing active noise cancellation, transparency mode, audio adaptation, quick device switching, and spatial audio. The chip does a good chunk of the heavy lifting behind the scenes and really makes the experience, as cliche as it is, magical and seamless. The downside to the H1 chip is you need an Apple device to connect to, otherwise the device will use Bluetooth 5.0, losing some of its advantages. Alright, so we covered the design and the case, but what you really want to know is, do these headphones deliver not good, but great sound? And honestly, it is challenging to convey sound through a video. And I'm not the most technical when it comes to sound either, so take this portion as my personal experience with them. So first off, I mainly listen to hip-hop, rap, EDM, dance, pop music genres, and I do use them to play games on my Windows PC and Steam Deck, and seldomly I'll use them to watch a show or movie on our Apple TV during the late night so I don't disturb my wife. So for these use cases, I have found the bass to be deeper than my Bose QC35-2s, and I can hear some more subtle musical notes that I missed earlier too. Now this can be attributed to better ear cup isolation and the H1 chip that adapts the audio to the fit and seal of the ear cushions. Now the last point is an important one, since with the Bose, I needed to hit a sweet spot to get the best sound possible out of them, And this wasn't always the case, especially when I wear glasses. And with the AirPods Max, the sound always sounds as expected. When paired with an Apple device, you can take advantage of spatial audio, which can be simulated either via head tracking or fixed bass. I prefer fixed bass since it can be strange to hear the vocals from around your head while the beats sound in place, but to each their own. Spatial audio to me isn't as revolutionary as some may claim, but I could be biased here since I do have an Atmos speaker setup for our home theater. It does add in a dimension to the sound, but it is simulated, so your experience may vary. So this portion was recorded on the AirPods Max microphones, and as you can tell, it does an okay job of picking up my voice. And when using it outdoors, it does block off the wind, so your voice can be heard to your recipient. But again, some wind will definitely come through, so be cautious of that. The active noise cancellation is superb on these headphones, and the reason is twofold. Firstly, it is due to the 9 microphones responsible for acquiring environmental sounds and canceling them. And secondly, it is due to the strong isolation caused by the ear cups. I used them on a recent trip involving planes and trains, and once you start playing audio through them, it is just you and the music. It's really well done. And I was supremely impressed coming from the Bose QC35-2s. The AirPod Max offer up to 20 hours of battery life, which is great considering these headphones don't have an off switch. And in my experience, they do lose about 1 to 2% when inactive, but the pros do outweigh the cons of being able to pick up these headphones anytime and having them connect to my devices instantly without intervention. If you wish to configure these headphones in any which way, you need an iPhone, iPad, or a Mac. Through the Settings app, you can add personalized spatial audio that takes a scan of your ear to better personalize the sound to the dimensions of your ear. There is a difference between the default and the personalized. I personally kept the personalized. You can also configure the modes that the button will cycle through and the volume control rotation. So now the final question is, are the AirPod Max worth buying? They are priced at $549 US or $799 Canadian, which is a lot of money. However, I do find that the superb premium quality, great noise cancellation and transparency mode, superb integration within the Apple ecosystem, great sound quality do overall justify the cost of the experience. And if you're in a similar boat, then you will no doubt enjoy them yourselves. Major downsides with the headphones is definitely the smart case and also the lack of the auxiliary cable, which in my opinion should have been included from the get-go given the price of these headphones. And outside of that, if you did enjoy this video, feel free to like it and subscribe for more content. Thank you.